Hi, my name is Travis Selden, and today I'm here to talk to you about the scare of the century. So, in the last month or so, we have been dealing with the problem. The certain problem has caused schools, government buildings, offices, post markets to completely close down. We have seen our country come to a complete standstill in the matter of a month. Yes, in the matter of a month, we have seen our whole country shut down pretty much our whole economy. And the reason for that would be the coronavirus. Now, the coronavirus is a respiratory illness that can spread from person to person through touch, through sneezing, through coughing. It's airborne. It can live on surfaces for a long time. I believe it can sit on metal for up to 12 hours. And that's a huge problem. Because of the way that this virus is made, because of its similarities to viruses like SARS or the flu or any other type of virus that we have had to deal with in the past, it is very easily spreadable. And the virus is affecting people that we hold very dearly to our hearts. Our grandparents, for some of us, our parents, for some of us, it might be a friend or something like that. But it makes it very scary, especially since we go to college and we're around thousands of people every day having close contact. It can make it very hard for us to stay away from germs, to keep washing our hands, to make sure we're covering our mouth, to not touch our face. I guarantee you half of you touch your face on a daily basis. You're always going like this, scratching, feeling something, making sure that there's nothing on your face. Everybody's a culprit, I do it myself. The biggest problem that we're facing right now, though, is misinformation. People are scared of what can happen, and people are scared of what the media is saying. So let me explain. There are a lot of things that the media says that not necessarily they're not true, but the media likes taking things and blowing them out of proportion. It gets them more views, it gets their ratings up, and at times like this is their money-making time. Places like CNN, Bay News 9 for some of us close by, even our general news stations are talking about Spain, they're talking about Italy, and they're talking about these countries that are really struggling with dealing with this virus. If we look at these countries, such as Spain and such as Italy, their population is very old. There's a lot of old people in these countries, and they have a lot of health problems. That's why. Also, their hospital beds are very limited. They don't have a lot of space in Italy or Spain to be storing all these people. If you look on the news, you can see them walking through hallways. There's people laying on the floor. That's their hospital bed. There's people lined up outside waiting to get tested. We have drive-thrus open now where you can go up and get your nose swabbed and get a test taken, which is good. And we have found that it's helping us find our cases. We are finding our cases, and it is helping us keep it closed. Recently, actually, there was just a test made that only takes 45 minutes. 45 minutes to see if you're positive or not. Before, the sample had to be taken away, it had to be allowed to germinate, and then in a research lab, they were allowed to see, between 2 to 4 days, they were allowed to see how the virus was reacting. So, in your body, of course. So, for the virus, you are less likely to get the coronavirus right now than you are the flu. According to scientists, COVID-19 has a 1.3 infection rate. That infection rate means that 1 to 2 people, 1.3, so I say 1 to 2 people will be infected by one infected person. Which, yeah, it can be a lot. 2 turns to 4, 4 turns to 6. But if we look at other things, like the flu, for instance, the one that is in America, the one that's killed 50,000 people, we can see that the infection rate is around 2.2. So that means that one infected person is infecting 2 to 3 people. That is a lot. That is a lot more. 2 to 3, that's a bigger number. Another big misconception that people have been thinking about is that the virus was made in a lab. That China took the virus and they did some type of genetic changing to it or something, or morphed it with the common cold is another thing I've heard, but none of those are true. This virus has been around for centuries. Maybe before even humans were a thing, this virus has been around. It's been found in bats, it's been found in snakes, it's been found in birds, It's been found in all kinds of animals that are eaten at places like Wuhan. So that is why, thank goodness to China, after what has just happened, they have just put measures in place to where exotic animals are not allowed to be eaten at these places anymore. Their FDA regulations, they're boosting them up, they're making it stronger. And if we look at China today, especially in Wuhan, we have seen already that the country is doing better. They have had 0 cases in the last 2 days in Wuhan, not in China. China's a very big place. 1.2 billion people, you're bound to find a few people that have the virus somewhere in the country. But in Wuhan, where we think that it has originated from, is where there has been no cases. China has been doing a great job at checking people's temperatures and making sure that people are doing everything they have to do to stay safe, to stay clean, and to stay healthy. People are continuing to get better from this virus. It's not the most deadliest thing in the world. I believe Germany right now has a 0.3 fatality rate, which is extremely low if you compare it to the amount of people that have been affected with the virus already. We're talking at least 200,000 people have had this, maybe more, 300,000 people have had this virus already, and we've seen over 100,000 of them recover, and we've only had 12,000 deaths. Most of these deaths have been in people that have diabetes, that have underlying problems, lung cancer, things like that. These are the people that are struggling with this virus the most. So here's what I have to say for you. Across the world, there's over 35 companies right now that are working tirelessly to get a vaccine out that can get rid of this virus. And it's gonna take time. We have to have patience and we have to stay safe. We need to stay home. You need to enjoy time with your families, put the phones down, reconnect, because now is the best time you can do it. This is the time that we need to appreciate, okay? 4 companies so far have something that they're working on. They're testing it in bats right now, which show to seem to have the virus the most. It's being tested in bats, and also there's a company that is taking antibodies from people that have already had the virus, and they're looking to see if they can make some kind of vaccine or anything out of that. It's gonna take time, and it's gonna take all of our cooperation to stay home, to be safe, and to enjoy your family and your friends. Thank you very much.